Welcome, dear chess friends. In this new chapter, we speak about the line d takes c5, e6, bishop d3. You can ask me, but didn't we already see the knight f3, bishop takes c5, bishop d3 line? Yes, but this one is different. Because now, if we play the natural move bishop takes c5, white will not play knight f3 transposing in what we already know, but white will play queen g4. And we don't have a comfortable reaction to defend the pawn on g7. That's why against bishop d3 we need to play differently, and it will be an independent line. But our move will be knight d7, with the idea to take on e5 or take on c5 with the knight. White will play knight f3, and now we capture on c5 with the knight. Very important moment. We take on c5 with the knight only because white's bishop is already on d3. Because we will see in some next chapters that white can also play c3 instead of bishop d3 at move 5. In that case, our reaction will be knight d7, knight f3, but there we will capture with the bishop, because the bishop is on f1, yeah? But here white's bishop is on d3, not on f1. That's why we capture on c5 with the knight, and this is the best line for black against 5 bishop d3. And now let's start. Welcome, Alexei. How are you?
Hi, Pierre. I'm okay, thank you. Hi, all.
So what is your opinion about this line?
I like this line. I play this line in classical game and rapid game. As I remember, I played against Zemlyansky, it's young, talented player from Russia, and I won here. So I have good emotion here. After
Good
90,
memories, yeah.
I played against Dominguez. It was also interesting game. So I have experience here. I feel myself good here. I understand what I need to do, more or less.
But what do you think? Should white save the bishop, or white can allow knight takes d3? Should white play bishop e2, bishop b5, or just castle and allow knight takes d3? What is the best for
I
white?
don't believe that bishop b5 is good, because after bishop d7 is very good version of French, but bishop e2 serious move, of course. Bishop e2 serious.
But
And
isn't it a
castle
tempo?
serious.
But isn't it a tempo? Okay, white lost a tempo if white plays bishop e2.
Yes,
no?
white lost the tempo after bishop e2, but it's normal move. Zemlyansky played against me bishop e2. Why white lost the tempo? Because knight on c5 stay a bit strange. I can't say that knight stay bad, but normal place for knight is on c6, not on c5. Maybe white ideas use it somehow, and temp maybe not so important. And don't forget that we spent time for knight d7 also. Knight d7, knight c5. We did not take pawn. We did not play knight c6 immediately. So we also spend the temp. Now I think it's 1-1 if you calculate.
Okay.
So we do not win the temp. It looks like that only. After bishop e2, we can play knight e7. It's normal move. But I played, as I remember, I played here. I was not so ready for bishop e2. I played bishop d7, normal move, and my idea was to stop white analyze, because knight e7, of course, the most logical move. No need to check my game. I should just play for practical reason. I play bishop d7. Was idea
To avoid the preparation.
avoid the preparation. Yes, only. But if you have time for preparation, better to play knight e7, castle, and now very interesting move. We can play a6. We spend time for what? Okay, a6 is useful move, of course, but our pieces need to have development. But a6, what? It's not so necessary move. But we play it. What idea? I try to explain. If you play knight c6, it's normal move, of course. He can play bishop e3. c4 also possible. c4 also very serious move. c4, d4 now, and it's a bit, for me, it's a bit dangerous, because it's too concrete a line. Rook e1 possible, so I need to think about my pawn d, and but okay, it's normal position, but I'm a bit afraid. if I play, and also he can play bishop e3. If he play bishop e7, now c4. I a bit afraid. When we play a6, he can play bishop e3, and he because knight a5. Well, he can, but it's not good. Bishop e3, knight a5. If he plays c4 here,
So we can say, let's say that we play a6 also because we will see where the knight goes on the next move. Yeah, maybe the knight goes to c6, but maybe on f5, maybe on g6. Yeah.
yes. For us, it's clear that his next move could be development move or c4. Which development? Knight bd2, okay, it's just move. Knight c3, okay, no c4. Bishop e3, no, not now because knight e5. But after knight c6, bishop e3, of course, is one of the main options. And for us, very important to stop c4. And after e6, we stop c4.
Why?
Why? Because, yes, it's a good question. Because after c4, we're ready for d4. And if he take on d8, if he take on c4, we can take on d1, of course. Take, bishop c4, and we have very important move, b5. And our development is very fast, very quickly. Bishop b7, our position is very good. No problem here. Yes, and thanks to a6 move. So we stop c4, and after bishop e3, we play knight e5. But where's his a6 for sure useful move. But if he will play a3, maybe it's not the same. It's for sure not.
c3, for example.
C3 or no c4. After c3, we can play, I don't know, any move. Maybe bishop d7, I don't know. Bishop d7, for example. And non-bishop e3, no c4. And next move could be queen c7. A lot of knight g6, finally. We will see what to do. C3, after c3, we no need to think about c4. It's already good for us. So e6 is a very tricky move and very strong move, I think. We stop c4, we stop bishop e3, and what to do. And our next move, if you ask me what's your next move, I don't know. Depends on your move.
Okay, let's say rook e1. Rook e1, useful move, yeah?
Okay, we can try rook e1. I think also bishop d7.
So you play useful moves and you wait where to develop the knight. Yeah?
I'm not sure that rook e1 is so useful move. Just a move. If you play knight bd2 here,
yes,
for example, maybe I can play bishop b5. Why not? Bishop b5. It's also idea thanks to a6. We have bishop b5. If we change bishops, our position is good, I think.
And if white plays knight c3 instead of knight d2?
Yes, if knight c3, of course, he stop our bishop b5 idea, but we can play maybe knight f5 now. Because no c4. No c4, and our position is, I think our position is normal.
Yeah, very flexible knight on e7. It can go to c6, g6, f5, according to the situation.
And rook e1 is just a move. It's not a useful move. It's just a move. Mm-hmm. That's why it's a question for white what to do. I don't know. E6 is novelty, and a lot of chances that our opponent will not prepare it here. And I don't know. I have no idea what he will do, but our position is...
What is the engine evaluation after a6?
Maybe rook e1.
No, but what 0-0? What is?
Depend of engine. Some pluses exist, but very small. Plus, depend of engine. That's okay. I think it's equal, but for engine, it could be a bit more.
Like 0-20, yeah?
Plus 10, plus 20.
Ah, 0-10. Ah, okay, 0-10. Okay.
Okay, so it's my opinion. It's equal.
Okay, so this is about bishop e2, yeah?
It was bishop e2 move, yes. What else? Bishop b5, bishop d7, of course. If bishop e3, it's possible, but no need take on d3 immediately. We can play bishop d7, castle. Maybe we can take on d3, it doesn't matter. Take. At knight e7, it was played on the game Sanal Abbasov. just position, no problem.
Yeah, here.
I think the most critical move is castle.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have, if we play knight e7, yes, we can play knight e7, but
You want to take the bishop, yeah? You want
yes,
to take
if I see the bishop, my first idea take it immediately. So, but knight e7 also possible because after bishop e2 we transpose to our position. Yes, with
Yes.
a6.
Yes.
So if you want, you can play knight e7. But I prefer to take on d3 here.
And now, Alexei, what do you think? If you have this position on the game and your opponent is thinking c d3 or queen d3, which is the more unpleasant move for you? You prefer that your opponent plays c d3 or queen takes d3?
I think when I start to analyze it, both options was unclear for me. But now I think I'm more afraid queen d3 than c d3. Why? Because after queen d3, I have some picture in my mind. Knight d4, queen g3 could be, and he will attack pawn g7. Some ideas, attacking ideas, I'm afraid it a bit. More than after cd3, but difficult to say. cd3 is also normal move, of course, but okay, it's not objectively. But
Yeah, but we also want to know your
yes,
feeling.
it's not objectively. It's just I think for me, queen d3 is more important line than cd3.
Okay.
But maybe it's depend of opponent. More depend of opponent. Queen d3, we can say that it's main because according to statistics it's main move. But cd3 is important, of course. Also knight e7, we continue development, knight c3.
Mm-hmm.
And now we can play knight c6. It's normal move, of course. Bishop g5, queen b6, rook b1, bishop d7. Just position. Knight e2 probably, maybe bishop e7. Yes, it's one way, but I prefer to play knight e5. Knight e5, it's novelty, a bit more active than knight c6. Move knight e2. If knight e2, bishop e7, bishop e4 probably, or bishop g5. If bishop g5, queen b6, and then bishop d7. After g4, we can, if he played g4 here, it's very risky for white because we can go back to e7. Maybe we can include h6 move and then knight e7. Okay, I'm ready to play it, of course. So maybe bishop e4 is the best. We play bishop d7. Now position looks absolutely.
Yeah, no problem, yeah?
Not some, of course, it's not all. Knight e2 possible. Now maybe we can play just bishop e7. Bishop e7 looks normal. Just we need to think about g4 a bit, of course. Bishop e7, but now g4 is nothing. No, I think it's normal position, no problem. It was cd3, queen d3.
Mm-hmm.
Main. We will play knight e7. Rook e1 or what? Or c4. If c4. c4 important move because he stop our knight development. If we play knight g6, cd5, it could be better for white.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we have some ideas. Maybe we can play bishop d7 here, but I think more simple take on c4 immediately, queen c4. If queen d8, king d8, it's a good position for us. Knight bd2, b6. Yes, queen c4, bishop d7. Not knight c6. Knight c6, a very natural move, but very huge mistake. Because after knight c3, bishop e7, queen g4 is very strong move.
Yeah, g7 problem.
Castle, yeah, it's a very bad situation for us. But normal move is bishop d7. Nice.
And why bishop d7 is different? Because what is...
We can play bishop d7 here. I think it will be the same. Bishop d7 is also normal. Knight c3.
This is for, yeah?
After bishop d7, knight c3 is, I think, the best. And here, It's up to you. You can
Mhm.
any of this. Bishop d7 possible without dc4 or after dc4. It's up to you. Because after bishop d7, you must think about c5 move. Okay, after dc4, it's more clear. Bishop d7. Knight c3. Without knight c3, okay, what he will do? Rook c8, very important step. And now, if he play queen g4, our knight on e7, not on c6. And now we can play just knight g6, for example.
So again, the knight is flexible on e7. It goes where it's convenient.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, knight is more flexible to e7, but we can stay to e7 the whole time. But now time for knight move. And now if he play queen e2, now no queen g4. But here also knight c6 not the best. The best place is knight f5 here. Yes. And probably d1 looks good, logical. But now very important move, bishop b4. If you play bishop e7, it's not good for us because he can play g4. Be careful with g4. G4, knight h4, take, and now very important move, g5. And his idea, queen g4, bishop g5, he can take on d7. I'm very afraid king d7, and probably he can play bishop e3 with rook d1 idea. A lot of tactical ideas could be here. King e8, rook d1, queen e7, knight e4. I'm afraid, and maybe black just bet here. So no bishop e7. We must play bishop b4. And now if he played g4, it's nothing. Bishop g5 is main. If he played g4 now, it's big difference because we play knight e7. We have square on e7. If knight e4, knight d5, we are better. So bishop b4, because g4, his idea after bishop e7. If he play bishop g5, queen b6, just position. Black is okay. So it was
Yeah, so bishop d7 important move, yeah? After c4, dc4, queen c4, bishop d7, very important move.
Yes, and bishop b4 is very important move also. Two
important moves.
Too important. And rook e1 probably. It's engine first line. Rook e1 start.
I see it was played in the game Demchenko Pranav that was played just a few days ago, 4 February 2025, yeah? Demchenko with white played rook e1.
Demchenko, yes, played rook e1, and his opponent played not bishop d7, his opponent played knight c6. We have 3 games here, and in all games was knight c6 played. But knight c6 is mistake. Knight c6 is mistake, small mistake, but mistake. I think it's not the best place for knight. Not the best. He can play maybe just development, knight c3. Why we need to stay here? I don't understand. It's possible, more or less, of course, but I prefer to play bishop d7. It's a useful move for sure, and I want to see his next move. It could be if bishop e3, we have tempt knight e5.
So again, very flexible knight on e7, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just it's very easy. We just play bishop d7 because bishop d7 necessary move in future. Knight, we are not sure about knight. That's why, but we're sure about bishop. Bishop must play bishop d7. b6, okay, forward b6. b6, bishop b7. Difficult to believe that it will be necessary, but bishop d7 will be necessary. That's why we start from necessary move, and after that we will think knight g6, knight f5, knight c6, depend on his move. And I think it's very logical.
If white plays knight c3, knight e2, knight d4 plan, what happens?
For example, if he play bishop e3, knight e5 is good. If he play knight c3, possible. We can play a6. Now, very important moment. No knight e2. No, knight e2 exists, but we change our
bishop b5, yeah?
French
Important
bishop.
move.
Yes, and without bishop, without French bishop. Our position is very good. Just stay here. Now you can play, if you want, maybe you can play knight c6. But I still don't want to play by knight. Maybe I have more flexible move. After c3, maybe I will play queen c7 and wait his bishop decision.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but now maybe knight c6 is normal, yes, after bishop b5. So it's also idea. We stop knight e2. If he play a4, here, okay. If he play a4, it's another story. After a4, maybe we play knight g6. Sorry. Okay, bishop d7, maybe knight bd2 the best.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think the best move is knight g6. If you play, I don't want to think about knight c6 move. I think it's just bad place for knight. If you play knight a5, knight a5 stay well, but after knight a5, we always need to think about g4. Knight b3, bishop e7. G4 maybe not so fantastic move now, but of course it's options. But he can play more simply c3, castle, bishop e4. We need to play somehow. He changed our last knight. Take, and now we have we have this position, and I'm afraid to play it because rook e3, rook g3 possible, rook e3, rook h3, queen g3. It's so simple play for white and so difficult to play this position for black.
So attacking chances.
But
Attacking
how to avoid it? How to avoid it? If you want to avoid it, we must play knight g6. Knight g6. If he play knight b3,
Mm-hmm.
logical move, bishop e7, and now he can use his plan with g3, h4. It's standard plan. So when our knight on e5, we must think about g4, and we must think about knight b3, knight d4 line. When we stay on g6, we must think about g3, h4. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When we stay on c6, we can we can don't think because we stay. Our position is worse already. Three options was. If he played g3 now with h4 idea, we play f6. Very, very important move. Because after h4, our counter plays in time. Queen c7 and no h5 move. After ef6, gf6, our position is very good. h5, knight a5. No problem here.
Mm-hmm.
But it was knight b3. And I think you can ask me why not g3 immediately.
Yeah.
If we in time in previous line, maybe knight b3 not necessary. G3.
Mm-hmm.
Now what to do? What
If you play bishop e7 again, what happens?
if I play bishop e7?
Mm-hmm.
Now h4.
F6.
f6. If you play same, take h5. No knight e5.
Because queen c7, knight b3 is good inclusion for black, yeah?
Yes, because if you include queen c7, knight b3, we have knight e5. Here we must go to f8. But
yeah, it's not the same story.
It looks not good. So bishop e7 not good. But what to do? What to do? If you play queen b6, it deserves attention because bishop b5 probably idea. But after knight b3, if you play bishop b5 here, okay, he can play somehow maybe queen d1 just. Queen d1, yes. If you play f6 here, it's too risky. It's too risky. Bishop e3 possible. But after bishop e3, we can change queens. Maybe it's normal. But I'm more afraid f6. gf6, queen d5, of course. Probably we have compensation. But we must play fantastically well here. We must play bishop e7, maybe queen h5. Yes, maybe queen h5, e5.
Yeah, pawn down, it's, yeah.
I'm a bit afraid to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Some compensation here could be, but no pawn. After bishop b3, we can play queen b4. It's not so bad, but I think it's not too much players will ready to play without pawn.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessary but it's an interesting options. It's interesting, but it's not necessary because we have more simple way after G3. We can play knight e7.
But didn't we just play knight G6, Alexei? Why knight? How knight e7?
I forgot that I played knight G6. Maybe that's why.
No, wait a second. But we just played knight G6, G3, and knight e7 back.
Yes, I agree. My last move was knight G7, G3, and now I play knight e7. What happened? What happened?
Why?
I try to explain, but I think you understand, no? Try to think, why?
Okay, we spent the tempo and white played the useful move G3, yeah?
Useful, but maybe unuseful.
But how G3? Everybody plays G3, yeah? So it's
yes, but G3 was playing for H4. But now you can play H4, but now...
Okay, let's say I play knight B3 now. I have extra...
Okay, you play knight B3, I play knight F5.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference? And if you remember, now I try to explain. If you remember when they played knight F5, white played knight B3. Bishop E7, now, okay, computer move C3, and wait, our castle went knight, bishop E4, and then finally knight D4. And here, we talk about rook E3, rook G3, about queen G3. It was unpleasant for us, as you remember. But after our move knight G6, or bishop D7, sorry, knight D2, knight G6, G3. Okay, we spent a lot of attempts, but position, okay, but G3 is not a temp, I think. And now, if he use same plan, knight B3, knight E5, we do not afraid knight D4 because we can take and no place on G3 for his pieces.
So what do you mean? Let's say C3? Normal, he plays in the same style.
Bishop E7.
Knight D4.
Play same knight D4, bishop E4. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Okay, we played
Knight
bishop.
D4.
Okay, knight D4 doesn't matter. We will take here, take and castle. Where queen G3, where rook E3, rook G3. Where?
So you provoke G3 just to have the same position, but without the G3 square, without rook E3, rook G3, rook
Absolutely
H3.
right. Yes, absolutely right. And now
this,
we get to play it.
And this changes so much, yeah, really?
Really, it's because we stop very serious plan.
Unbelievable, because everybody would think that G3 is useful move. Nobody would think that G3 is good for black, yeah?
Well, it's useful move if our knight on G6, but our knight, yes, our knight on G6, but after, but we do not play bishop E7. So H4, H5 is not so big deal for us because we play knight E7, and now, of course, he can play H4, but we can try to play.
Incredible idea, yeah? Unbelievable idea.
Yes, interesting idea. And we stop, I think we stop his main plan. After knight B3, we play knight F5, and now C3, if he will play same, bishop F4. Now, interesting moment, I think A5 is good move here. If we can, if we play castle immediately, G4, I afraid G4. I do not afraid knight BD4, but because knight D4 no square on G3 for pieces. But G4 is important. That's why I will stop castle. I will play A5 with A4 idea. A5, and when he will play knight D4, if not, okay, how he will play? Where's useful move? But knight BD4, logical, take, and now go to castle. And I'm ready to play it. Maybe I will provide B5, B4, maybe something else. If he will play A4, I will play rook C8, rook C4, attack pawn. And no queen G3 move, no rook E3, no attack, just position. So it's my idea. Of course, he can...
Fantastic idea.
Yes, good idea.
So you see some very important deep things that just with an engine is very difficult to understand, yeah? Because we wait with the knight on E7, we played bishop D7 useful move. You remember sometimes we played A6 useful move. The knight on E7 goes where it's convenient, C6, G6, F5, depends on white's next move. And now this final cake, we can say cherry on the cake, this knight G6, G3, knight E7 back, yeah? Because when white will play the same plan, no g3 square, no queen g3, no rook e3, rook g3, no rook e3, rook h3, yeah? And it's completely another position now, yeah? Very, very, very deep idea from Alexei, very deep. Only an expert of Caro-Kann like Alexei could invent something like this, yeah?
I'm glad that you like this idea. Of course, he can play somehow else. Maybe he can play h4, not knight b3 plan. Now we can play knight e5. h5 probably, I don't know. But it's another story. We can play g6, for example.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of options, of course, here, but we stop his main plan. We stop his main strong plan. Now it's just position, and I don't know what.
Very nice.
Yes.
So very nice. Thank you a lot, Alexei, for this, for sharing these ideas that you have found. Thank you, everybody, for your attention, and see you in the next chapters. Bye.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.